I do want to ask, there was another, last weekend, another tragic killing on a Virginia public university campus, or of a student who was off campus. And I'm wondering what involvement your office will have in this case, and whether there's something you can do using your authority to protect the safety of the people of Virginia and its college students beyond just the normal course of law enforcement in this case.
Well, I am a UVA engineer, and so when Yeardley Love was killed there, that sort of thing hits home in a familiar way. I obviously don't know the particular participants, but this is something that we're all sensitive to in Virginia, and just heartbroken for her family and for her, and we are assessing. Were there things that we could do? And I think there's some determination at this point. I know the governor has talked to President Castine, the president of UVA, about some information sharing that might have taken place, but for some restrictions of our laws. And I think you can fully expect that one thing the Attorney General's office is looked to in the legislative area of public safety in particular to make changes to the laws. And this is an area that you can expect our office to take a leading role in reviewing and adjusting if we need to. One of the things we did after the Virginia Tech tragedy, one of the bills that I had was an information sharing bill with respect to mental illness histories of students moving from a high school to a university once they'd been accepted. So it can't be a basis to not accept a kid to college. And for some of these criminal activities, I think we need to take a look at that as well. So to the extent they're able to do it, and we can't ever totally rely on universities for this, they're places to educate. They're not they don't specialize in a lot of other things, but we want to get them what information and tools we can to react to these
all right,
things.
So in information sharing, should there be a mechanism by which university officials and sports team coaches or whatever, people involved in these activities, know that a student has a history of an arrest, for example, in a violent case?
I do think that's appropriate, and those are the kinds of things that we're going to look to adjust. And in fact, whenever you get into dealing with anything in the educational system, you also can encounter federal restrictions as well. And so we'll review that. In Virginia, our legislature's out of session, so we aren't going to be able to change our law until next January. With a possible exception, if we have a special session, we might include something along these lines. So my office is already reviewing what could have made this less likely in the event that we have a special session, but certainly we'll be ready for next January. And I do think you can expect to see some legal changes to our statutes as a result of this tragedy.